Hello everyone, this is Sanya from Varaitar. This video is about looping statements in C programming language. Let's begin with the introduction of looping statements. Looping statements. Looping statements in C are used to execute a block of code repeatedly. They are essential for performing repetitive tasks efficiently. In C programming language, we have three main types of looping statements. They are while loop, do while loop and for loop. While loop. While loop repeatedly executes a block of code as long as a specific condition is true. The condition is checked before entering the loop, and if it evaluates to false initially, the loop is not executed at all. Here is a syntax for while loop. First we have to use the while keyword, which is followed by the condition. Then within the loop we have to give the code to be executed. Here is an example C program using while loop. The code begins by including the necessary header file stdio.h, which is required for input and output operations. The main function is the entry point of the program. Two variables are declared here. Number, to keep track of the current number being added to the sum, and sum to store the cumulative sum of the numbers. The while loop is set up with the condition number less than or equal to 10, which means the loop will execute as long as the number is less than or equal to 10. Inside the while loop, the current number is added to the sum variable using the common assignment operator plus equal to. This accumulates the sum of the numbers from 1 to the current number. The number variable is incremented by 1 using increment operator, which ensures the loop progresses to the next number in the sequence. Once the loop has iterated through all the numbers from 1 to 10, the loop terminates and the program proceeds to the next line. Finally, printf function, which is used to display the calculated sum of the numbers from 1 to 10. The return 0 statement signifies the end of the main function and the successful execution of the program. By using a while loop, the program starts from 1 and keeps adding the current number to the sum variable until it reaches 10. After the loop ends, the program displays the sum of the numbers from 1 to 10. Next, do while loop. The do while loop is similar to the while loop, but with a crucial difference. It executes the block of code first and then checks the condition. This ensures that the loop body is executed at least once. Here we have do while loop syntax. Initially, do keyword is used, which is followed by the code to be executed. At the end of the loop, while condition is used. Here we have simple C program using do while loop to print numbers from 1 to 5. Here also the code begins by including the necessary header file stdio.h, which is required for input and output operations. The main function is the entry point of the program. A variable number is declared and initialized with 1, which represents the starting number. The do while loop is set up to execute the code block at least once. The condition given here, number less than or equal to 5, which is checked after the loop body is executed. Inside the do while loop, the printf function is used to print the current value of number. The number variable is incremented by 1 using increment operator, which ensures the loop progresses to the next number in the sequence. After executing the loop body, the condition is checked. If the condition is true, the loop continues to the next iteration. If the condition is false, the loop terminates and the program proceeds to the next line. The loop continues until the value of number becomes greater than 5. The return 0 statement signifies the end of the main function and the successful execution of the program. Using do while loop ensures the loop body is executed at least once before checking the condition. In this case, the loop prints the value of number and increments it by 1 until the value reaches 5. After the loop terminates, the program finishes executing. Next, for loop. The for loop provides a compact way to specify initialization, condition and increment or decrement in a single line. The initialization is performed only once at the beginning. The condition is checked before each iteration, and if false, the loop is terminated. The increment or decrement statement is executed at the end of each iteration. Here we have for loop syntax. Syntax begins with the keyword for, then within the bracket we have to initialize and then the conditions and the increment or decrement operator, which is followed by the code to be executed. Here we have a simple C program using for loop. The code begins by including the necessary header file stdio.h, which is required for input and output operation, the main function, which is the entry point of the program, then the variable I is declared, which will act as the loop counter for the for loop. The for loop is set up with the three expressions: initialization, condition and increment. The initialization expression I equal to 1 initialize the loop counter I with the value 1 before the loop starts. Then the condition I less than or equal to 5 that specifies the condition for executing the loop. Then the increment expression I plus plus. It is executed after each iteration of the loop. It increments the value of I by 1. Inside the loop body, the printf function is used to print the current value of I. Then after executing the loop body, the loop increments I by 1 and checks the condition again. If the condition is true, the loop continues to the next iteration. If the condition is false, the loop terminates and the program proceeds to the next line. The loop continues until the value of I becomes greater than 5. Then finally returns 0, signifies the end of the main function. In this code, the for loop is used to iterate over a sequence of numbers from 1 to 5. Next, loop control statements. We have two control statements. The first one, break statement. The break statement is used to terminate the loop prematurely. It is commonly used to exit a loop based on a specific condition. The second statement, continue. The continue statement is used to skip the remaining code in the current iteration and move to the next iteration. Nested loops. Nested loops refer to the concept of having one loop inside another. They are useful for handling complex repetitive tasks and working with multidimensional data. Here we have a C program using nested loops. The code begins by the header files, which is followed by the main function. Here we have two variables, rows and columns, that are declared to specify the number of rows and the columns in the pattern. The outer for loop is used to iterate over the rows, and inside for loop is used to iterate over the columns. Inside the inner loop, printf function is used to print a star symbol. After the inner loop completes for each row, printf/n, which is used to move to the next line, creating a line break between rows. The outer loop continues until all rows have been printed. The return 0 statement signifies the end of the main function. In this code, the nested loops are used to print a pattern of rows and columns filled with the star symbols. The outer loop controls the number of rows while the inner loop controls the number of columns. Thank you. If you like this video, please share with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. If you like this video, please share with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe Varagite.